Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am Rue, and today we will be continuing with my series where I use every single shade in every single palette in my collection. This is the palette we're going to be playing with today, and this is the Paulina palette from Blush Tribe. This brand no longer exists, but it's in my collection, so it is being added into this series. So this is what we're gonna play with today, and yeah, with that said, I guess we'll just go ahead and hop right in. Hey guys, so for today's look, what I want to do is I recently did a look where I did green and red and gold, and I loved it. So I kind of want to do this like light green in the front again, but then do dark green on the outer part and then this light purple in the center. And then I'm thinking I'll do on my lower lash line just this darker purple. And then on the inner corner, I'll probably bring in a highlight. So I've already primed my eyes, so we're just gonna jump into that. So I'm going into green, that light green first. It's called Friends. And I did I already just say that I already primed? I'm not sure, but I already primed with my Morphe eye primer. So I'm just gonna be packing this shade up pretty intensely. We'll see how intense it still is because this is one of my older palettes. Not building up quite as much as I'd like. There's definitely a lot of kick up, but not a ton of payoff. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, it's not like 100% opaque, which is what I wanted. We're gonna go into that dark green this time. And there's really no kick up in that one. There's a little bit, but barely any. And we're just going to place that on this outer edge. And again, I'm gonna try really hard to pack it in. The other palettes that I have from this brand, they're all from the same year. And I don't think I had many like difficulties with them. Yeah, this dark green is building up fine. That light green, I feel like it probably always did that. I haven't played with it in a long time, so I don't completely remember, but I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of always just didn't build up incredibly, and it is what it is. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with that. This is going to be a super fast look. Let's go ahead and put some glitter primer in the middle of those two shades. So I want it to be nice and like kind of softer on the edges. So what I'm doing is picking it up with my finger, and I'm going to start by placing it right where there's no mats. And then I'm just going to kind of go around in a little circle here to disperse it. And I'm also going to be picking up that purple shade with my finger and just laying it down just in the center first. And then yeah, I'm gonna kind of go over the edges. Just gonna go in with this like flat brush, and I just want to pick up a tiny bit more purple and just lightly press it just to help blend it a little bit. Just gonna go in with a little bit more of Friends. Oh, the green was Siggy and the purple is Fingling. All right, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of my Morphe eye primer on that lower lash line here, and then we're gonna go in with that dark purple matte aubergine, and we're just gonna press that into that lower lash line. All right, now I just need my inner corner. Let's go in with this guy. This is just from Wet n Wild. I don't know the shade anymore because it's very old and broken, and we'll just pop that on the inner corner. I'm also gonna throw it on the brow bone just for funsies. All right guys, that is all I'm doing for eyeshadow, so I'm gonna hop off, finish everything else off, and I'll come back and show you the completed look. Okay guys, we are back with the completed look here, and I do like how it turned out, but I definitely don't think I'm falling back in love with this palette, but it is what it is, and that's what this series is all about, and we still have one look that could potentially change my mind. So to finish off the eyes, I did go in with both of these mascaras. I went in with the e.l.f. Lash and Roll, and then this is the Megafy Lengthening Mascara. One thing I noticed is sometimes when I'm opening it and I pull it, this pops off instead of pulling the mascara out, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's kind of annoying. That's the two mascaras I used. And then on my waterline, I went in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Piggy Bank. For my face, I went in with the e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer, and then I went in with my e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. The shade is unknown to me. And then I went in with my Juvia's Place Concealer, just one dot under each eye. This one is in 24. And I set everything with my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. For my cheeks, I just went in with this same Wet n Wild highlight that I put on my inner corner and brow bone. Don't know the shade. It's very, very old. And then for blush, I did go in with my ColourPop and Sailor Moon collection. This one is in Cat's Eye. It's the brighter pink of the two. For my lips, I did the Appeal lip liner in Chic, and then I topped it with the Blend Bunny Matte Liquid Lipstick in Tease. And that is everything I did to finish off this look. So we're gonna go ahead and hop into look number 2. Hey guys, for look number 2, I was thinking we would go in with Paulina on the outer corner, Angel on the inner part of the lid and crease, and then we're gonna go with Salma on the center. And then for my lower lash line, we're gonna go in with Humble, Siggy, and then Suli on that inner part of the lower lash line. And then I don't know what I want to do for the inner corner. I might go in with this, or I might just pull in like a highlighter shade. I'm not sure yet, but let's go ahead and get started. So just going into Paulina first, which is that darker pink, and I'm just gonna be pressing it in. I already did prime before starting the video just with my Morphe eye primer. So I have my niece today, and we're gonna, I think, take her to, I mentioned in a previous video that there's this greenhouse that does monthly scavenger hunts, and we took her in October, and now we're gonna take her again. It's currently November, even though this is going up in early December. I feel like this shade's not building up super well, and I'm curious whether it's the brushes or the shade. I'm gonna take a smaller brush. These brushes are new. I did receive them in PR from Do Color. I'm just gonna test with a different brush. As of when I'm filming this, these are fairly new, but I did a look yesterday for like my TikTok and Instagram, and I really liked how the look turned out. I don't think this is helping build it up. I think it's the shade. I think the shade is getting old maybe, so I think that's about as pigmented as we're gonna get it, which makes sense considering that green in look number 1, the really bright green, also wasn't super good. All right, we're gonna go back to using the pink brushes. So as of when I'm filming this, this is my first look I'm doing with these, well, second look I'm doing with these brushes, first for YouTube. But I'm gonna be doing one eye for this video and one eye for my unboxing video where I test out the brushes, just because I really am on a time crunch to get all my palettes used for a ranking, either end of this year or very beginning of next year. So I do just need to kind of get as much content out of one look as possible. And usually that means one YouTube video, one reel type thing, but I wanted to get this palette used up, and then I also wanted to get these brushes tested on here for you guys. Yeah, the shades aren't showing up super well, but I will say that I didn't have these issues with the look I did for Instagram and TikTok. So I think it's just that the palette is old. Let's go ahead and put those greens on the lower lash line. So I'm going to go into Humble, which is the lighter green, not the super light green, but the lighter green that I pointed out. And we're going to place that. I can't remember if I primed my lower lash line or not. Yeah, I just feel like these shades are not as pigmented as I like them to be. I do think they're just old. And these two shades look so similar, like there's a slight difference, but not enough for my liking. All right, I'm not gonna bother glitter priming for the lower lash line. I'm just gonna grab Suli here. Maybe I should have glitter primed. It is a really old palette. And to give this palette some credit, these are, like, this brand is some of the first ones I bought when I got into indie. It's just looking really bad. I'm also struggling with watery eye, even though I put eye drops in. What the heck? Might have to put more in. Yeah, this look looks kind of like shit, I'm not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and grab a little glitter primer, and I'm just gonna apply that to the center of my lid with my finger. And we're gonna go into Salma, that deep purple. All right, well, that's all I'm doing for eyeshadow. I'm gonna hop off, give my eyes a minute, see if they stop watering. I will touch it up off camera when I do the other eye here. For now, that's all I'm doing for placement at least, so I will be back with the completed look. Hopefully I can touch it up so it looks a little bit better. Yeah, I'll be back. Hey guys, we are back with the completed look and it turned out cute enough. I'm still not in love with it, but it's not bad. I can go out in this and not hate my life. So I did go in with the ColourPop Cream Gel Liner in Piggy Bank, and then I ended up mixing both these mascaras because I decided not to do lashes. So I started with my e.l.f. Lash and Roll Mascara, and then I decided to skip lashes today, so I topped it with my Megafy Lengthening Mascara. And then I did go in with my Jeffree Star Platinum Ice Highlight Palette in Pink Chill for the inner corner brow bone, and I also did throw some on my cheek after setting. I don't buy Jeffree Star Cosmetics anymore, but there are still a few items lingering in my collection that I haven't decluttered yet. So for my face, I went in with my e.l.f. Sun Touchable Primer, and then I went in with my e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. I did conceal my under eyes, just one dot of each. This is my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in Light Sand, and this is my Juvia's Place Concealer in 24. I did also go in with my Moon Slice Beauty Girly Pop Stick before setting and putting the other one on. And then I set with my Wet n Wild Translucent Setting Powder. For my cheeks, for blush, I went in with my Sailor Moon and ColourPop blush in From the Moon. And then for my lips, I just did a liner and gloss combo. So I went in with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in Bumble, and I went in with my new gloss from the Eyescream Beauty Box from October. This one is in Solar Flare from Aether Beauty. I will say it smells terrible. I hate that about it, but it does look really pretty on this look. I don't think I'm gonna keep it for going out because it's very sticky. I feel it. I'm probably gonna wipe it off right away here. But the look looks cute, so yeah, that's all I did to finish off the look. Let's go ahead, zoom out, and finish up the video. Alrighty guys, so I hope you enjoyed the two looks I did playing with the Blush Tribe Paulina palette. I will be honest, I am not feeling the love for this palette anymore. It was never my favorite, but I'm just not enjoying it. I liked the two looks I created well enough, but they were also kind of meh. They were hard to work with, hard to build up. These two shades look way too similar, and so do these two. It's just, I don't know. And then this one was really hard to build up. The pinks were really hard to build up. The greens were okay, but they're just such a small amount. It's hard to even tell. The shimmers are starting to get very crumbly, even though they do look really pretty on the eyes. They're harder to work with now too. So I'm definitely not really loving this palette anymore, and it is what it is. But that's what this series is about, is helping me fall back in love with palettes, solidifying my opinion on other palettes. This palette and the other palette that I'm not a fan of, I remember not being a fan of them, and that's why I haven't dipped into them. But I'm really glad that I did, so that it really solidifies how I feel about the palettes. And unfortunately, that just is what it is. And yeah, if you had a favorite look, let me know down below. If you've tried this brand, let me know what your favorite palette was, even though they no longer exist. This definitely wasn't mine, and it still isn't, but that's okay. And then, yeah, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up for me. And on top of that, if you want to see more content from me, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I do post on Wednesday and Sunday currently, and then during the month of December, I'm trying posting a third video every week. I believe I have it set for Friday, and we'll see if I can keep up with that. I'm just getting pretty far ahead in pre-filming, so I did decide to add an extra day for December. We'll see if that sticks or not. But yeah, with that said, guys, I will leave any discount codes I have below. I have a referral for the Eyescream Beauty Box, which that's something anyone can sign up for if they're subscribed. It's not affiliated or anything like that. And then I do have the new Do Color affiliate code. So if you want to use any of those, that would be super cool. And if not, that's okay too. With all that said, guys, I'll catch you on my next one. Bye.